As we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a top WWE star undergoes successful surgery, Brock Lesnar has been banned by TKO, Roman Reigns shuts down big rumors, WWE keeping an injury a top secret, Bryan Danielson turning into a firefighter, Rhea Ripley breaks the internet again, a WWE name debuts a new gimmick, and much more. Now, first story looks at a top WWE star undergoes successful surgery. Our top story today takes a look at the latest news when it comes to Kevin Owens. And at last, we finally have some positive news. Now, as we all know, the popular WWE star is out of action with a serious neck injury. The latest we heard was that Owens was holding off on surgery, but that has now changed. According to a new report from Fightful Select, the former WWE Universal Champion has finally undergone surgery on his neck, and the surgery was a success. Kevin Owens is on the mend. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp has learned that former WWE Universal Champion Kevin Owens finally underwent surgery to repair the neck injury that sidelined him from WrestleMania 41. We're told that the surgery was a success and took place on July 18th. But in relation to when Owens could return, Fightful's report indicated that Owens will be out of action for a year minimum. Those who spoke to in WWE at the time of Owens' injury expected him to miss both WrestleMania 41 and 42. One source said that 1 year is the likely minimum for an injury of this kind, but the reality is that they're going to see how Kevin Owens heals and what he's comfortable with as time progresses. Now, whilst this is great news, Owens has a lot of work to do before he even considers returning to the ring. As the report stated, Owens won't be appearing at WrestleMania 42 next April, and with a year away from the ring, a return at SummerSlam 2026 should be the intended target. Owens' injury is the type of injury that WWE won't want to take any risks on, so if Owens sits on the shelf until 2027 just so his neck can 100% heal, then it would be in everyone's best interest. Now, it was reported last week that Owens was helping out Jelly Roll at the WWE Performance Center, so it's likely that Owens is still staying involved in WWE whilst he's out of action, potentially even as a coach or a mentor of sorts. Next up, Brock Lesnar banned by TKO. Brock Lesnar has now been off WWE programming since 2023, and now it's been revealed that TKO have officially banned Brock Lesnar from both WWE and UFC. This news was revealed by UFC color commentator Daniel Cormier, who had this to say whilst discussing Lesnar with Demetrius Johnson. I mean, Brock is on the ban list right now. Brock got in so much trouble. I ain't telling you on air what Brock did. Brock is in so much trouble. Cormier is of course referencing the lawsuit, but this isn't the first time someone has outright stated that Lesnar is banned and isn't permitted to return. Now, it's interesting that whilst Lesnar is banned from appearing in any capacity, he's still allowed to be name dropped and his prior work is often referenced. Now, there's been little to no movement outside of fan speculation when it comes to a potential Lesnar return. TKO is quite rightly allowing the lawsuit to play out before making any executive decisions when it comes to Lesnar, but for now, a return is simply out of the question. Next up, Roman Reigns hilariously shuts down rumors. Roman Reigns has taken to TikTok to shut down rumors relating to him having a sixth child. These rumors circulated last week, but they weren't confirmed by Reigns or any of his family. Now, speaking in a rather humorous TikTok video that was filmed in Gorilla at Raw this week, Reigns stated, "5 and done. They were saying like I was trying to catch up to Jacob. 5 and done. I've done my job. No more." Now, hilariously, fans have noticed that the video was filmed whilst the main event of Raw was ongoing, so whilst Reigns was waiting for his run-in, he decided that this was the most appropriate time to set the record straight. Next up, WWE keeping an injury top secret. And there continues to be confusion over Seth Rollins' injury. Numerous outlets have claimed that it's a work, while other outlets have stated that an injury angle was planned, but now Rollins is legitimately hurt. But now Fightful Select has summarized what's going on behind the scenes in WWE, and according to the reputable site, producers and talent have been told it is legit. After that, things got a little bit foggier. Producers, talent, and a number of staff are being told that Rollins' injury is legitimate, but there isn't a real solid detail on how long he could be out. Most everyone agrees that Rollins has some sort of injury, but there isn't a lot known on when he actually sustained it or if it was worked on Saturday night's main event. However, it was treated as a legitimate backstage, and Rollins was on crutches the following night at Evolution. And the issue comes in the fact that numerous producers and backstage staff were kept in the dark relating to the supposed work injury angle that was planned. There was internal skepticism on the severity of the injury, with a number of producers and backstage staff not being clued in on the work. They noted that they are of the belief that everyone kept things very tight, with even backstage personnel planning for Rollins to win at Saturday night's main event. One producer sent Fightful reporter Sean Ross Sapp's tweet back to him noting a possible Machiavelli situation, and noting that's what they suspected. Right now it's likely that various pieces of information are being disseminated intentionally. Now it's worth noting that Rollins was seen this weekend on crutches and wearing a huge knee brace. This was even shared by Becky Lynch via Instagram story. If Rollins' injury is a work, Rollins and WWE are going to extreme lengths to fool the fans. But this hasn't stopped the rumors, however, as a lot of fans on X are convinced that the entire thing is a storyline and it's all a ruse so Rollins can successfully cash in the Money in the Bank at SummerSlam next month. Next up, Penta Unmasked. During a WWE live event yesterday in Corpus Christi, Penta received the opportunity of a lifetime as he was given a chance to challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. While Penta was unsuccessful in defeating the ring general, Gunther used a clever finish by trying to unmask Penta. He managed to do so, and Gunther took the brief opportunity to pin him 1-2-3 whilst he was distracted fiddling with his mask. Penta managed to get the mask back on before he made his exit out of the ring. Still, we got a little glimpse of what he may look like under the mask. Next up, a WWE legend defends Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has received a ton of criticism as of late for being supposedly over-pushed. Whilst this argument has little merit when you analyse her popularity as well as a win-loss record, certain fans believe that Ripley should be moved down the card for an extended period. One WWE Hall of Famer has seen these criticisms and decided to defend Rhea Ripley. According to Kevin Nash, he saw an Instagram graphic comparing Ripley to The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar and Triple H, and Nash stated that the comparison is nonsensical due to how giving she is in the ring. I'm thinking, well, Jesus, that's obviously has changed because she seems to be, giving a lot, So if she makes the list of the most pushed in history, that's outrageous. Ripley has lost the majority of her top matches this year, and she's even worked secondary programs with other talent. Ripley is without a doubt the most popular name within the women's division, so it makes all the sense in the world why WWE will want to position her so strongly. But she managed to break the internet again. Speaking of Rhea Ripley, she's the talk of social media once again today. WWE are back to doing live events, and last night, a live event in Corpus Christi, Ripley delivered a trademark sting face to Nia Jax. But to add insult to injury, Ripley's tag partner Io Sky joined in on the action, and she also delivered her own version of the stink face to Jax. Ripley infamously broke the internet last year in August, delivering the same stink face to Nia Jax. Next up, a WWE name debuts a new gimmick. And WWE are going back to the drawing board yet again with Ridge Holland. Holland has debuted a new gimmick at a recent NXT live event, and he'll now be referred to as the Steam Pig. The gimmick looks to be a callback from Holland's rugby days in England, yet the look leaves a lot to be desired. According to fans in attendance, the gimmick was rather confusing, especially with Holland not changing his theme song or altering his in-ring style. This is truly make or break for Holland in WWE. Holland has been given numerous chances to get over, and he was even positioned in a top program with the Bloodline just a few years ago. This has to work, but the reception early on isn't positive, which is incredibly concerning. Next up, Bryan Danielson is becoming a firefighter. Bryan Danielson has decided to ditch the wrestling ring for the fire hose, as the wrestling great is now training to become a firefighter. Speaking at StarCast, a former WWE and AEW World Champion revealed, "One of the things in our area that needs help is the forest fires, and so one of my things to provide service to my community is training to become a volunteer firefighter. So when I'm looking at how I can be service to my community and where I can feel like I'm really doing something with my life that's productive and has meaning, those are the kinds of things that I'm looking for." And this is awesome to see, and Danielson wanting to spend his retirement giving back to his community sums him up as a truly decent human being. And finally, an iconic tag team will never turn heel. Our final story today takes a look at an interesting interview from Matt Hardy, who's revealed that he's unlikely that he and Jeff Hardy will ever turn heel again. Speaking to WrestleZone, Hardy noted that it would be hard to turn the two of them, especially Jeff, because they're so beloved. It would be challenging, but it is something. This is weird. I don't want to compare us to John Cena, but I think there's some, kind of compare it to that in some way. Like, it's very hard to turn John Cena heel because he's so beloved, right? I think you have that, especially with Jeff, because Jeff is so beloved. Now, Hardy would go on to state that whilst adding new elements to their personas could work, ultimately it would be in vain as the two are just an integral part of people's childhoods. We could do it for a little while and we could play that role. We could try and make some people, but then I think at the end of the day, people are still ultimately going to cheer for us because we're such beloved figures from a lot of people's childhood now. Hardy is spot on with this assessment, and with the two legends in the swan song portion of their careers, it would make little sense to experiment with new characters or turn them heel.